day, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Supporting Speakers Live. I'm Terilee Harrison, and as you know, I'm passionate about supporting speakers everywhere. And I have an amazing guest today, and what she's up to in the world is just amazing things in the publishing field. And if there's anything I know, I believe, and I know that Krista agrees. I think that every speaker needs a book and every author needs to speak. So help me welcome Krista Dunk. Great to see you today.
Hey, Terilee, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here with you today.
Oh, I'm excited to have you here today. Krista and I go way back, like back about 10 years. She helped me publish one of the most important works of my entire life, and that's like my life story book. And so I just love this woman. I love how she shows up in the publishing field, and it's my delight to introduce you all to her. So if it's okay, Krista, I'll do that a little bit more formally now. Okay, so Krista Dunk is a true idea person. She's an author, speaker, the project director for two book publishing companies, and the founder of Author Acceleration Academy. A teacher at heart, Krista has written 11 books, only 11 so far, and has helped hundreds of authors in various ways. She resides with her husband, Chris, of over 30 years in Washington State, and they have two amazing adult children. Welcome, Krista.
Thank you, Terilee. Yes, only 11 so far, but we'll see
Mhm.
where that
I
stops.
can't wait to see. I can't wait to see where it starts, where it goes actually by the time all is said and done, because I am sure it's double that or more.
Who knows? Yeah, could be.
Just
Yeah.
don't know. Just don't know. So Krista's one of the most gifted people that I know in helping people just do a stellar job of project management of launching their books. Everybody. So when I don't take it lightly to have her here, I'm delighted to have her here, and she is ready to share her top three strategies for my speaker friends that are wanting to write and publish their book in the next 6 months. First, Krista, I think that some people think that like it's a daunting thing to write a book. I think that some of the times they believe that it can't be done in 6 months, but that's not true at all, is it?
I don't think that's true. I do know that a lot of people in their minds have this thought that writing a book is this insurmountable project or task or dream or goal that they're just not sure if they can ever do. But millions of people have written books, and so why not you too? And just get a little bit of help, get a little bit of knowledge base about it, and really, I do believe anyone can do it with a little help. And even if people think, "Gosh, I don't know if I'm a very good writer," um, they have all the things from high school when they got a C minus in English or whatever, right? And so sometimes people can have these thoughts in their minds that just are some kind of limiting beliefs about their capabilities, about even their like a scarcity about time and I don't have the time to do it or just whatever it might be, but you can do it. You can do it.
You can do it, yes. And all these authors you've helped,
Yeah.
myself included, yes, you can, right? I can't wait to dive into these strategies. But first of all, our first message is you can do it. So first strategy is to have the right clarity. Talk to us about why that's important and what that is.
Yeah. And there are a lot more than three strategies, I think,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but the top three that I thought, for speakers and if you want to be doing a book in the next 6 months or something like that, yeah, clarity. I think that if you can start out with some clarity about things like who exactly are you writing to? Who is this book for? Yes, it's your book, but you are writing it for someone else's benefit. And who is that person? Like get kind of, you could even niche that down pretty far if you wanted to get real specific. And then what's the message, the theme, the message, the topic? I mean, I think the topic is kind of an easy thing. Maybe you're a speaker who talks about parenting skills, or maybe you're a speaker who talks about business marketing, or could be anything. And but what message do you have about that topic? right? What do you want to say specifically to that person? What's your expertise? What's your experience with that topic? And there, you could have a parenting message that is different
Mhm.
than other people who talk about parenting, and other different than other people who talk about marketing and things like that too. So, what is your unique message? And you probably talk, Terilee, with your group about the signature message, right?
Yes.
Or the
Yes.
signature talk, things like that. And so it's the same for your book. You probably, every speaker, in my opinion, should have a book that really goes right along with their signature message and signature talk. And so, but many other books, you can have many, many more to go along with that. But yeah, so your who, the message, also what's your purpose
Mm.
for that particular book? Well, you might have one book that your purpose is, I want to make this book actually into a group study curriculum, or I want this book to be um, like I just mentioned, the companion to my signature talk. I really just want this to be in written form for people to take home after they've heard me speak. Or so what's the purpose for that particular book? Is it a lead magnet book to get people kind of into your business funnel, whether it's coaching or you offer classes or you have services possibly, might be a lead magnet type of a tool. And then also, what are your goals and your unique skills that you're going to be, I guess, pairing with the book too. So, like, really, really important to have the clue. What's your specific message about the topic? The purpose of the book, and then your kind of overall goals for why you're writing. And so those are some of the clarity pieces that I think are really important for people to start out with. Because if you start out not knowing some of those things, you could go off on a tangent with your book writing project and not end up being writing something that's very specific for your who, that's really targeted, that's going to be for the purposes and goals that you have. So, yep, number one, clarity.
I love it. I love it because yeah, what you might not even end up writing the book at all, right?
Yeah, true.
Right. So being clear and I will never forget when I wrote my life story when it was suggested to me when I just knew I had a story to tell, right? And it was suggested to me, they go, this is a book about shame. And I was like, yeah, but I was like, it is. Sometimes we don't know.
Mm,
Sometimes we don't know. So clarity is key. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. So let's
yes.
talk about now the right tools. What tools do we need if we're going to get our book done in 6 months?
Okay, so there are lots of tools out there, and that the list of author tools is ever growing. And so it's kind of like, okay, which ones do I really, really need to have? You don't need to have them all, but you do need to have what works for you. And a few things that I would recommend, and one thing is so basic that probably 95% of people have this already, is Microsoft Word. Really, that is, I believe, in my opinion, an author's number one tool,
Yep.
because you can write your whole manuscript in Word. You could format your whole manuscript for print and Kindle in Word, and send it to your editor in Word. And so there's just, yeah, Word is a really great tool. A lot of times people outline their books using Word, and keep other documents with more like notes and ideas and kind of ways to organize themselves and things like that. So there are other tools that you could use, but if you have Microsoft Word, you have one of the best tools already on your computer to be able to write a book. So, yay. um, Also, too, oh, go ahead, Terilee. You were going to say
No,
something.
no, I was just going to agree. So tell me also too, yeah.
Yes. Also, too, I mean, an outline
Hmm.
is a really, really great tool. And probably many of you are outlining your talks and the speeches that you're talking about. And it is a very similar process to outline a book. And of course, there are a few extra things you're going to want in there in your outline. You might have a dedication page, and you might have like at the very, very end, some recommended resources and a marketing section and things like that. But otherwise, if you can outline a speech and a talk, you can probably outline a book pretty easily as well. So an outline is a great tool to help you write faster. And it also allows you to be able to write in any place you want. If you have an outline and you have decided, you're going to have about 10 chapters or something like that, when you sit down for your writing time, if you have an outline, you can look at that and write anywhere you want. You don't have to write from page 1 to the end in order. You can go, you know what, I have something today I really feel on my heart I want to write about in chapter 8. I want to fill in some of the blanks in chapter 8 today. And then the next day, oh, chapter 5 looks like I have something to say about that today. So an outline is an excellent tool for writing, especially nonfiction.
One of my favorite tips is, if you're feeling stuck about something, you don't have to write it in chronological order or chapter order. Just move forward with what you have for the day, right?
Yes, exactly. And I think people have that writer's block or something. They have an hour to write and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't seem to be inspired about what I wrote yesterday. And you know what? That outline is a great tool to just go, let's read through this and see what I can find today that I could write about. So yeah. Also to have some kind of Grammarly, pro writing aid, autocrit type of a program that can help you with your writing skills and help you avoid errors and things like that. And you might be thinking, well, Krista and Terilee, but I'm just going to hire an editor. Well, yeah, you are. However, editors are going to probably want a writing sample from you, and they're going to see the scope of the needs. And if you've already gone through your document with Grammarly or Pro Writing Aid or something like that, they're going to say, oh, I don't see a ton of errors here. That's great. So you might actually be charged less. And also it can give suggestions. Grammarly, not quite as in-depth as Pro Writing Aid and Autocrit, and that's spelled AUTOCRIT, Autocrit. They will give you actually like writing skill suggestions and things like that are a little more in-depth. But yeah, those will actually help you to increase your skill and realize if you have any writing bad habits that you need to get rid of. And so yes, something like that would be an excellent tool for every author. And maybe a way to organize your thoughts and ideas, and that might just be Word, or that might be something like Scrivener. Scrivener is also a program. I think that's used a lot by fiction authors, though, and just organizational tool for authors online. I believe a tool like Canva. Many people are familiar and use Canva, and that's for graphics. And that could be for announcing, like your launch. It could be for pulling little quotes from your manuscript and creating cool graphics that are shareable for Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, or wherever else you might find your audience would be. Also, having a website. I mean, I think as an author speaker, having a website is kind of a must. Right? I'm sure you recommend that too, Terilee.
Yep, gotta have something.
Yeah, you gotta have something. Have somewhere online where it's kind of the hub of the information where people can find you. Ideally, it's your name.com, although some people have a more common name and might find that that's already taken. But you could be creative and say Krista Dunk speaker or Krista Dunk author.com or something like that too, if you had a name that was somebody already had as the domain name. But yeah, website is a great tool. Obviously, social media accounts, and you have to be real strategic about that. Like, which ones are you going to actually use, and where is your audience that you're trying to reach? Are they on LinkedIn? Do they hang out on Pinterest all the time? Are they Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Where are they? And just make sure your social media accounts are where those people are. And those are platforms that you will actually use as well. And then there's one more that I think is a great tool for marketing purposes and research purposes when it comes to writing a book, and it's called Publisher Rocket. And so that's not one I think that a lot of people have heard of unless they're really in the publishing industry a lot. Publisher Rocket, great tool for analyzing like keywords, categories, competition in books. You know, if you're writing a leadership book, boy, there's a lot of competition there. And again, we go back to the clarity on what's your specific message about it. But Publisher Rocket is helpful to know what categories you might be in that would be a little more niche down, where you could be more stand out a little bit better. So I think those are some of the tools. Basic, there are more, but I think those are some things that would be really important for authors to have.
That's amazing. Thank you for that list. And I've never heard of Publisher Rocket. And interestingly enough, you're going to go, well, yeah, that's why. If there's one thing I don't know how to do, it's how to pick the categories. So maybe that was the missing link. I don't know. But thank you. Yeah, great list. So let's talk about, because this is critical. If to get the book done in 6 months, nobody starts off. That's not true. I suppose there are some do-it-yourselfers out there that can dive through, and they're gifted and talented and they love to do the things. But I imagine if you do it yourself, you can't finish in 6 months. Having the right team, I think, is critical, because there are some things that I feel, and I'm sure you agree, must be delegated out. There are certain things that just probably are not in everybody's wheelhouse. So talk to us about having the right team.
Yes, the right team is important, Terilee. And there are, like you said, the DIYers who either just feel like they want to DIY because they want to save money, or they're DIYing because they actually do have all the skill sets that's necessary to publish a book. However, I do think there are a couple things that you should not DIY unless you are really, really skilled at it. Even if you are skilled, even if you're someone who is has super excellent grammar and writing skills, and maybe you even proofread for other people, I still think that you should at least get a proofread by someone else, because it's really difficult to catch your own errors. Once you've read that manuscript 10 times, you've been in there for 4 months and right, you can really gloss over errors of your own. And so no matter how great you are with your English skills, your writing skills, I do think at least a proofreader would be, that's something definitely I would recommend. And then, and also to the graphic design skills for your cover.
Yeah.
That is something that I think people should really consider hiring a professional for, just because it is so important, because people do judge a book by its cover, no matter the nice little saying that people always say. It really, the cover does matter a lot. And yeah. And so and even if you are someone who's like, I have excellent design skills, I can do my front cover, the print cover is actually more extensive. There are a lot of print specifications and parameters that you need to understand. If you're just doing all Kindle, all ebook, and you just need a front cover only, then maybe you can get away with DIYing if you have some really good design skills and programs that you use already. But otherwise, you probably need to get some help for that print cover, just so it's going to be a file that will be accepted.
Yep.
There are a lot of parameters there. Oh, my computer just went black for a second. Okay. So those are a couple of things. But yeah, have the right team for the publishing tasks that you need to get your book done. That's a big deal. Editor,
yep,
formatting,
yep,
get that cover, even somebody to help possibly to, if you're self-publishing, to help upload your files to, say, Amazon and the other platforms you might be wanting to distribute your book on. And also, I would say, do you have a team that will help your accountability to actually get the book written and completed and help you move forward? Because it can be a lonely process, and it can be something that's easily set to the back burner with our life priorities. It can just be one of those, well, I had that goal, but it's easy to set aside. And also just the growth, the learning, and the understanding of the publishing industry. I think people get taken advantage of, sadly, sometimes when they don't know what they don't know. And there are things that just to learn, just to make your book even better, up level it more. Just keep learning. And do you have a community around you who can help with that? And so, have the right team to get those publishing tasks accomplished, and then a group or a community that's going to help you learn, stay accountable to your goals, and just even improve your skills and knowledge and understanding. Yep.
So good, so good. Speaking of community, I know that you have an excellent community, and so let's tell people how to stay in touch with you.
Okay, yes. Thank you for posting that. AuthorAccelerationAcademy.com is the group that I mentor and lead. We meet once a week, and we have a private Facebook group where we have a lot of discussion and resources and things. And we have actually a whole separate membership area, our member learning portal, where we have videos and all kinds of checklists and lots and lots of information for authors, resource links about the different tools that are out there and things like that. So it's I really love my author group. They are wonderful people working on wonderful, amazing things, and love that. Love them.
Awesome. So I understand that there at AuthorAccelerationAcademy.com that there's a free training video with the 12 steps of self-publishing. Yeah.
There is, yes. So, if you just kind of put your name and email in there in one certain spot along the way, you'll get access to that video, and it has helpful information. And you can also get my newsletter too, and I send out information for authors, just tips, ideas, strategies, marketing ideas, writing tips, so things like that as well too. Happy to connect with you on Facebook as well. Anybody's watching and you're on Facebook, just send me a note. Yes.
Sounds awesome. Well, Krista, thank you for sharing your tips today, the tools, the idea about clarity, the important information about the team, because without the team, I just don't think it's possible to get done in 6 months. And I just want to highly recommend Krista to all my speaker friends. So thank you so much for being here today. And so we know we want to go to Author Acceleration Academy. And just a reminder for my speaker friends, if you're not yet part of our Supporting Speakers Everywhere Facebook group, please come and join us. We would love to network with you, collaborate with you, and talk about all things speaking over there at supportingspeakers.group. Thank you to Krista. Thank you to all our speakers. And I'll see you here next time at Supporting Speakers Live. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.